Bonjour tout le monde. Hola. Thank you for joining us for our launch webinar today, where we will present the 23rd ISoP annual meeting to be set in Montreal next October, the October of this year, 2024. We have today with us our organizers of this annual meeting in Montreal. Let me introduce Maribel Salas from the US. Maribel is the chair of the scientific committee of the event of the 23rd ISoP annual meeting. We have with us from Spain, Gita. Gita is the chair of the French session or regional session during the event of October. Liliana from Mexico for the Spanish, our regional and Spanish session in Spanish. And we have Carl as well, our friend from the biopharma from based in Montreal. As you can see his background from the Belvedere of Montreal. My name is Omar Aimer. I'm the chair of the local organizing committee, and all of us are ISoP members. So thank you for your time. I will start sharing my screen and providing information about the event. So as I mentioned, this is the 23rd ISoP annual meeting. If you may know, ISoP is organizing different events. The main event of the year is the ISoP annual meeting, which is organized every year in a major city of the world, as we are a global organization. Like last year was in Indonesia, and this year is in Montreal, Canada, the first ISoP annual meeting in North America. This event will be held from October 1st to October 5th. And as you can see on the slide, we have sponsors that already joined and are supporting our event in Montreal. So we have two pre-conference courses days. We have 8 in total, and for 2 days, and 3 days or 2 days and a half for the main conference. I will let in a moment Maribel as a chair of scientific committee to provide more details about the scientific program and the pre-conference courses. The venue will be Centre Montréal in downtown Montreal, in a really very well located, just in front of the McGill campus. I will let also Carl provide more details about how beautiful is Montreal and how is interesting for the participants and for sponsors and delegates. The main hotel will be Omni Hotel, just at 150 meters far from the venue, from Centre Montréal. However, Montreal, as a very attractive city, has a lot of hotels around and very beautiful places to visit. As a chair of the local organizing committee, I'm really fortunate to have a wonderful team support me and collaborate with them in organizing a successful event. So we have Priyanka Yalamanshi from Chile, from US, Gennaro from Canada, Hadi from Canada, John Price from the US, Marina Malikova from the US, Abimbola Cole from US, Denny Van Liu from the US, and Maxine from Jamaica, as the NASOP, the North American chapter, is organizing this annual meeting for ISoP. The local organizing committee are all ISoP members and are NASOP members, and located in as you may see from North America. We are preparing and working hard to prepare our successful event for the fall of this year. And I will pass the mic to Maribel for the presentation of the scientific committee.
Thank you, Omar, and thank you everybody for joining. And as Omar mentioned, we put together a very strong scientific committee. We were very careful to select the members of the scientific committee. They are representatives of different sectors, from the government, the industry, the academia, and the research institutions, and many of them very well-known experts. And we put together all of these members from different parts of the world. So we have representatives from North America, but we have also representatives from Africa, from Asia, from different parts of the world. So that is it was crucial for us to include and to be as inclusive as we could, to have a very rich program this year. If we go to the next slide, please. So in terms of the scientific program, as Omar mentioned, we have 2 days, we organized 2 days of pre-conference courses. The pre-conference courses, in total, we have 8 pre-conference courses with 9 chairs and 21 speakers. The pre-conference courses going from the basic pharmacovigilance, introduction to pharmacovigilance, real-world evidence in pharmacovigilance, to more complex issues related to pharmacovigilance, particularly risk management plan, risk minimization activities, practical applications of evidence-based medicine tools in drug safety, and other courses that are very important. And we have also 2.5 days of conference. And the conference will have 4 plenaries, 15 parallel sessions, and 2 regional sessions. The 4 plenaries includes 22 speakers, the parallel sessions 41 speakers, and the regional sessions approximately 10 speakers. So that can give you an idea about the richness of people participated in these kind of activities. For the main conference, we will have a plenary related to pharmacovigilance in digital era around the world. We'll have sessions related to artificial intelligence in pharmacovigilance from different perspectives. We will talk about immunotherapies, digital transformation in PB, and in pregnancy, real-world evidence. We will have sessions specialized in ecopharmacovigilance, and also a session specialized in medication errors, pharmacogenomics, and other topics. It will be a plenary focus on preparedness for the next disaster. Hopefully we won't have, but we need to be prepared for those kind of events that are many times out of our control. And then we will have session related to opioid epidemic, and then about some of the guidelines that have been updated, and to keep you up to date in what's going on in the pharmacovigilance era. And as you can see in the slide, these are the main topics of discussion, and we're calling for abstracts, and we're calling for abstracts. So if you have any research in pharmacovigilance and you want to share your experience with your colleagues, this is your opportunity. And you have here the different topics that are focusing on patient engagement, opioids, medication errors, artificial intelligence, safety signals, etc. So there are different topics that are quite important. And so please come to Montreal and join us, and share your experiences, share your research, and I'm sure that we will have a lot of fun in the meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maribel, for all this information. Just to remind important dates, so the 15th of February passed where we opened the abstract submission. Now we have the abstract submission deadline April 1st, next Monday, but I think that Maribel has a good news to share with us about the deadline.
Yes, and the good news is that we have an extension, and we'll have an extension until April 14. So, so please finish your abstracts and send it as soon as possible, so we can review and you can be part of this meeting.
Perfect, thank you. The registration are also were opened and are now open since March 1st. The end of the early bird will be on July 1st. So hurry up and register and book your spot in the event for Montreal. As we shared already pre-conference courses, the 1st and 2nd of October, and then 2 days and a half of main conference. We have, the scientific committee worked hard to select and to build a strong scientific program and to select keynote speakers that we are sharing here. Maribel, can you tell us more about the speakers?
Oh, yes, we
Please,
have a very strong group of speakers. So we have representatives from Health Canada, from Saudi Arabia, from the FDA in the US, from the from EMEA, from MHRA, from the Uppsala Monitoring Center, from the World Health Organization, from the Vaccine Safety Group, the CEPI group, and we have also representatives from industry, representatives from the academia world, and representatives from other parts of the world in pharmacovigilance. So some of these names probably will be familiar to you if you are working in the pharmacovigilance arena, because they are very well-known people, and I'm sure that you will have and you will learn a lot from them. So thank you, Omar.
Thank you, Maribel. And yeah, I can add also that it's a very good opportunity to network, to connect with such leaders, world-class leaders in pharmacovigilance world and in pharmacoepidemiology as well, with the real-world evidence. Now we have this year, as we want to be more innovative in our organization, we have this year a special sessions, a session in as we are a global organization. Most of all of our communication and organization is in English, but as we are this year, it will be in Montreal, and Montreal is a bilingual city, a multilingual city, I will say, but known also in Quebec with the French language. We have Gita from Morocco, who is sharing a session of French speaking. Please share. I will let you share your screen, and if you can share more information about the session.
Thank you very much, Omar. Hello, everyone. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay.
We can see it.
It's okay?
Yes.
So this is, I'm very pleased to share this French session, and I would like to to thank you, Omar and Maribel, for giving this opportunity to have this French session. It would be very interesting and it's innovative, as you said. But I would just tell you that if my memory is good, in 2003, we organized the ISoP meeting, annual ISoP meeting in Morocco, and we have had a French session in French. So it's still innovative because it is 20 years later now. Okay, so I will. This session will be on October 3rd at 3:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. and that's the local time. So this session will be shared by me and co-chaired by my colleague Francesco Salvo. He's from the French pharmacovigilance system. And we will talk about the clinical assessment of signals in pharmacovigilance. This session has been built to highlight the importance of the clinical assessment of the cases in pharmacovigilance, and it's just to highlight the difference between the quantitative signal detection. And here we will emphasize on the importance of the clinical assessment of the cases to be able to do causality assessment and preventability assessment and of course to detect signals. And we will have the chance to have 3 speakers, experts in the pharmacovigilance field. We have Houda Sefiani. She's the new head of the Centre Antipoison and Pharmacovigilance du Maroc, and she will talk about the quality of the reporting data for pharmacovigilance analysis. And we'll see, I hope you will enjoy that the quality of data is very, very important. And then we will have the expert Marie-Blanche Rabier. She will represent the French Pharmacovigilance Regional Network, and she will talk about the assessment of the hearing disorder signal associated with messenger, the vaccine RNA, messenger RNA vaccine. And her presentation is will highlight the importance of also the qualitative analysis because it has been done by the case-by-case analysis, and it highlights the importance of the assessment of these cases, rare cases that appear after the post-marketing authorization, and also to highlight that sometimes pharmacoepidemiology studies are not don't fit for these cases, for example. And then we will have the expert Edinam Amavi from WHO Afro, and she will talk about the work that she is doing. This is the process for building a consensus on definition of serious AEFI and differential diagnosis. And this is a very interesting work that she is doing because she brought together experts from Africa, and these are experts, clinical experts, and they discuss how to put in place these consensus for a definition. And we will have 2 oral communication coming from the abstract, so I encourage you to submit an abstract. I would like to highlight that this session, French session, it's not a regional session because it's about French-speaking countries that come from all over the world. So of course, France and French-speaking countries in Africa, so North Africa and Sub-Saharan French-speaking countries, and also Quebec in Canada and Haiti. So the topic that we choose is something that is transversal, and everyone who is working in pharmacovigilance is could be interested by this topic. And so I wish to have a lot of people. The experts are very, very good, and the session will be very interesting, and I believe with a lot of interaction. So now I can switch in French. I go into French.
Yeah, let's switch quickly in French. Merci,
Yes.
merci Gita. Merci
prie.
pour toutes ces informations. Et puis, oui, je te laisse parler en français.
Ok, merci beaucoup. Donc, voilà, j'ai l'immense plaisir de vous annoncer que nous aurons une session en français à Montréal. Et c'est un grand plaisir d'être responsable de cette session avec mon collègue Francesco Salvo, qui travaille dans le Centre régional de pharmacovigilance de Bordeaux en France. Nous allons parler de l'évaluation clinique des signaux en pharmacovigilance pour mettre en évidence le fait que la détection des signaux doit passer par une évaluation clinique au cas par cas. Et c'est vraiment pour mettre en évidence le rôle technique et clinique des centres de pharmacovigilance qui existent de par le monde. Nous avons des speakers qui sont experts dans leur domaine. Alors, il y a Ouda Sefiani, qui est la nouvelle directrice du Centre antipoison de pharmacovigilance du Maroc, qui va nous parler de la qualité des données de la notification pour l'analyse des cas en pharmacovigilance, pour la détection des signaux. Elle va nous parler de cette importance d'avoir des données vraiment de bonne qualité pour pouvoir analyser. Nous avons également Marie-Blanche Rabier qui va représenter les centres régionaux, le réseau des centres régionaux de pharmacovigilance en France. Elle va nous parler de l'évaluation des signaux, non plutôt l'évaluation du signal des troubles de l'audition qui est associé au vaccin ARN messager. Et en fait, sa présentation, elle va surtout mettre en évidence l'importance de l'analyse au cas par cas, parce que surtout des effets, des événements indésirables post-vaccinaux rares qui peuvent survenir en post-marketing, particulièrement dans le cas là où du Covid, du vaccin Covid, où nous étions dans l'urgence, et pour mettre en évidence justement que dans certains cas, les études épidémiologiques ne sont pas tout à fait adaptées dans ces cas particuliers. Donc tout ça, c'est pour mettre en évidence et montrer que l'analyse au cas par cas est très importante. Et enfin, nous aurons Edinam Amavi qui travaille à l'OMS dans le bureau régional de l'Afrique et qui va présenter un travail qui est un processus d'élaboration des consensus des définitions des EIPV graves et des diagnostics différentiels. En fait, elle a regroupé des experts de toute l'Afrique. Ce sont des experts cliniciens et qui discutent entre eux pour élaborer des définitions qui soient bien adaptées aux événements indésirables post-vaccinaux graves et des diagnostics différentiels. Voilà. Donc,
merci.
Voilà, merci à vous.
Magnifique, merci Gita. Et oui, on aura deux présentations orales aussi pendant cette session. Très intéressant, merci beaucoup. Et j'appelle aussi ceux qui sont intéressés par cette session aussi de s'inscrire. Les inscriptions sont ouvertes. Let's switch in English before the Spanish. So we have also a Spanish speaking session. The innovation is to have both French and Spanish in the same annual meeting. So we have Liliana from the head of Latin America chapter. Yeah, please, Liliana, tell us more about the Spanish speaking session.
Thank you, Omar, and all of you, all the organizers, to consider this session in Spanish. I think that it is the first time that we will have this kind of session. And this is important, and thank you everyone for joining us in this launch webinar. It is important because this time, our annual meeting is in America. So this is important for us because we are part of America and Latin American session. This is a very good option for all of the Spanish community. In this session, we are going to prepare some topics, some hot topics for the Latin American session, and that I know that all the members that are following us are expecting that all the topics are shared in this annual meeting. For that reason, we are going to prepare this Spanish session where we are going to talk about regulatory harmonization in Latin America. We know that all the issues that are changing in our region are important and are impacting in pharmacovigilance procedures. So this is important for all the people that has to know how the pharmacovigilance is changing in all Spanish region. Another important topic is that in our culture, in all the countries that are in Latin America and some in other regions like Spain, we have strong culture about traditional medicines. For that reason, we think that it is important to talk about, for the first time, pharmacovigilance in traditional medicines in Latin America. Now we have the state of art. We know that Brazil, that Mexico, Colombia have a lot of traditional medicines. All of these remedies of plants that are used in our patients, and we know little about this kind of topic. So this is the opportunity to know about more, and to innovate all the regulation aspects in this topic. Another important topic is the advances in pharmacogenomics in Latin America. We know that this is increasing worldwide, so in Latin America is no exception. And in this case, we are going to talk about all the advances that are in regulatory aspects, but also all the clinical applications that we have in pharmacogenomics aspects in all hospitals. And finally, the main topic of pharmacovigilance engagement in Latin America, talking about some successful strategies that we are now applying for patients and healthcare professionals, especially when we are talking about communication between all the pharma and all the healthcare institutions that are important in our countries. So this is our session, and I want to invite you, all of you that are looking for something new, something innovative in Spanish, and also are linked with all the schedule in the annual meeting. This is the time to get the most important field in pharmacovigilance, the most important lessons. So I expect to see all the Latin American community in this important event. I hope to share a photo with all the Latin American community in Montreal. So if you want to learn more about this, please follow the chapter, because the chapter is linked with all the activities with annual meeting. Now I'm going to be in Spanish.
Please.
So, como ustedes saben, nosotros hemos estado preparando una sesión en español. Esta es la primera ocasión en donde un evento mundial nos permite justamente hablar en español, y esto es muy importante para todo el capítulo latinoamericano. Como capítulo latinoamericano tenemos aspectos muy importantes que tratar como comunidad de farmacovigilancia. Por esta razón, como toda comunidad y como representante de este hermoso capítulo, pues hemos preparado una sesión en español. Esta sesión en español contempla diversos temas que van a ser importantes para la región de Latinoamérica, pero también para todos aquellos que quieran actualizarse sobre los temas que en estos momentos son muy importantes para la región latinoamericana. Especialmente el tema de armonización regulatoria, ya que está impactando en diversos aspectos y procesos para llevar a cabo farmacovigilancia en todos los niveles y por todos los actores. Sabemos en estos momentos que tendemos hacia la convergencia regulatoria. Sin embargo, tenemos que estar actualizados sobre cómo hacer que nuestros procesos vayan de la mano con estas convergencias y armonizaciones en todos los países de Latinoamérica. Por otro lado, no podemos dejar de lado que en Latinoamérica tenemos muy arraigado la medicina tradicional. Es decir, nuestros pacientes consumen remedios herbolarios, consumen muchos medicamentos que tal vez no cumplen con todas estas características de especialidades farmacéuticas y que existen en nuestros países. Poco se sabe del tema y por lo tanto es la primera ocasión en donde se va a tocar la farmacovigilancia que se puede hacer y que se hace en algunos casos para la medicina tradicional en los diversos países de Latinoamérica, especificando justamente Brasil, México, Colombia, Perú, que tienen muy arraigado toda esta cultura ancestral. Por otro lado, no está de menos mencionar que farmacogenómica en todo el mundo es un tema bastante interesante y no deja de ser importante en Latinoamérica. En este tema vamos a ver todos estos aspectos regulatorios que están implicando en farmacogenómica en Latinoamérica, pero también cómo ahora la farmacogenómica se está aplicando a nivel de la clínica, a nivel de nuestras instituciones de salud. Y por último, y no menos importante, cómo es que nosotros estamos empoderando a los demás actores en farmacovigilancia. Por ejemplo, las estrategias que han sido exitosas para los pacientes y para los profesionales de la salud. En este sentido, los invito a participar ampliamente en esta sesión de español, que está dirigido justamente a los temas que son muy importantes para Latinoamérica, pero también para todo el mundo. Cabe mencionar que esta sesión está directamente enlazada con todo el programa de la sesión anual, es decir, es un componente principal también para que puedas reforzar toda la capacitación. Te invito, por favor, a que consultes justamente el programa y que nos sigas en redes sociales, también desde el capítulo latinoamericano, para que estés más informado sobre lo que viene. Muchos preguntan, ¿va a existir algún evento acerca de lo que se toca en Latinoamérica en el Annual Meeting? Por supuesto que sí. Aquí está. Esa es la sesión y además es una sesión que nos va a permitir compartir como comunidad latinoamericana y los espero para que nos tomemos esa foto de comunidad latinoamericana de miembros de Latinoamérica en farmacovigilancia en ISoP Montreal.
Muchas gracias. Thank you very much, Liliana.
Muchas gracias, Omar.
For all this information. Now, last but not the least, we have Carl with us. Carl, I have a question for you. Please, could you explain why Montreal is the ideal location for our ISoP meeting this year? And mostly in terms of the opportunities it offers for our participants, delegates, sponsors, and organizers as well, and for the ISoP.
I have a few slides I can share, Omar, so we could, I'm going to try to share my screen now. Hopefully everybody will see my
Please go
screen.
ahead.
There we go. Hi. Did you see something? It's okay.
Not yet.
Entire screen, maybe. Let me try that. Does it work?
Not yet.
Still not yet?
Yes.
Okay, let me see here. All right, share.
Yes, now we are seniors.
Now I'm going to show you also my presentation, which will be coming up now. So display setting, there we go. So you see it well?
Exactly. Perfect.
Perfect. Slide by slide. Okay. So this is a magnificent view of close to where the hotel will be and the center will be. This is called the Old Montreal section. And Montreal has been recognized also over the years as the city of North America with a European flair. So with a population of 2 million people, 80% of the Quebec population is Francophone. So in Montreal, everybody's bilingual, speaking French, English, and other languages also. But the flair is there, and the language that we hear in the street is mostly French. So that's why we call it the Paris of North America. As far as a city of business, this is a view from downtown, similar to the one that you have in my background and Omar's background also. But this is the core of where the business district is. And that's where the hotel is going to be in the center also. You're going to be located close to those big buildings that you see in the background. The employment in Montreal comes for about 1.1 million people, active population, and an unemployment rate of 7%. It varied the last years during COVID from 5 to 4 to 7 to 8, but now we would say the average in the last years was 7%. And a GDP of 160 billion, so it's about $80,000 per capita, which is very good compared to other North American cities. Montreal is also a city of knowledge with 6 major universities, McGill, Université de Montréal, UQAM, Concordia, and 2 other extensions from the Laval University and the Université de Sherbrooke that have campuses in the Montreal area. And it's said that it's the highest proportion of post-secondary students in North America. That's it. In Montreal, we have the biggest proportion of post-secondary students in North America, which ranks it up to the top student city in North America, according to Simon's UK. This is a view you have over the Université de Montréal, and you can see in the background the Olympic Stadium, which is the icon that we use into our logo for the ISoP Montreal 2024. And the big green space that you see is the Mont Royal, the Mont Royal, which is an amazing park in the middle of the island that is not constructed on except for the university that you see here on the other side, the University of McGill. Montreal is also a city of biopharma and pharma. So in the last years, I've been working in the industry for about 15 to 20 years. This was actually the Technopark that you see in the background there, which is a concentration of biopharma and pharmaceutical companies. But there are more than 15 clusters in biotech in all of Montreal, comprising of over 1,000 companies, 2,000 plus, and 46,000 jobs, which are directly related to pharma and biopharma. So we would say that Montreal is probably one of the leaders, if not the leader in Canada for pharma and biopharma, and in Northeast US, comprising also of Quebec and Ontario, Montreal would come in probably second after Boston or the Cambridge area. And of course, we have a lot of research being done in Montreal, and there are a lot of internationally acclaimed expertise in oncology, metabolic diseases, and neuroscience and AI. AI, we have to stress it out. Montreal's Université de Montréal, mostly, there's the MILA that is concentrated there. And the number 1 or number 2, Joshua Bengio, in the world, recognized as the AI leader in the world. He's the one that came up with the, let's take a break for 3 months and see how we can change AI to make it more human for us, instead of having the AI controlling us. If you want more information, I did like a little link on the bottom, but on the presentation is going to be too hard. But on Montreal International's website, you have a big report on life sciences in Montreal and the health tech industry. All the numbers are there. Very exciting, very excited to be part of that, and very excited that you will be coming down to our fair city to witness that. Also, leisure time. Montreal is a city of leisure. Believe it or not, we have over 5,200 restaurants, 800 cafes, 350 bars. I did not try all of them, but I can say that I did try about 50 restaurants, about 20 cafes and bars. Well, I live in suburbs now, so I don't hang out in bars anymore. We have over 1,500 parks, which comprise of 6,400 hectares of green space. And I mentioned before the Mont-Royal, the Mount Royal, not to be missed, and TBM. And sports team, while you be there in October, we will still have our soccer and the MLS playing on, American football, Canadian football, and also the Montreal Canadiens, which is the most recognized championship team in professional sport with 24 Stanley Cups. We have the Olympic Stadium that you can go visit, the highest inclined tower in the world. And the F1 Grand Prix, unfortunately, it's in June, but you can still feel the vibe if you're walking in the streets that there are some people that still think it's the Grand Prix and have their cars making a lot of noise. But don't worry, it's safe. Famous delicacies that you will have to try. There's smoked meats. There's many different places you can try it, but Lester's and Schwartz are the most famous ones. Bagels, if you think you know bagels, you haven't tried the Montreal one. And the poutine, that's where it was born. And you will have so many extensions of the poutine that you can try that your stomach will hurt. Montreal is also a city of culture with plus of over 100 yearly festivals, some of them internationally renowned, like the Festival International de Jazz de Montréal, which is the largest jazz festival in the world. And we have over 50 museums, 300 concert halls, 20 of them with 1,000 plus capacity. Picture you see here is a live show in the Place des Arts area, which we call le District des Spectacles. There's always shows outside. There's always people having fun. There's always food trucks. There's always attractions, musicians. Montreal is a city of culture. And also, if you have a bit more time to spend in our area, this is a view from above the mountain in Mont Tremblant, which is internationally renowned as being one of the top mountains in the Northeast for downhill skiing. And actually, the Women's World Cup was there a few months ago. I forget her name, but she won the world record of the most championships that she has won in the world. She's an American skier. I'll remember maybe later on. The Eastern Townships and the Laurentians are two areas only an hour away from Montreal with villages, mountains, and also vineyards and spas. So just an hour away if you want to go chill, relax after some meetings. Easy access, beautiful city, beautiful area. Everything along Montreal is nice, and you will have to learn un petit peu de français when you come down to say bonjour, because that's the word that we all say when we meet each other. Bonjour, comment ça va? Bonjour. It's a big sign you see in Old Montreal with the skyline in the back. Beautiful town. We can't wait to have you over.
Merci,
That's
Carl.
it.
Merci. Thank you very much. And yeah, I think that I will order a taxi and head to the downtown Montreal for a lunch. Thank you very much. All thank you, Maribel. Thank you, Gita. And Liliana, thanks for the technicians, for Guillermo behind the scene, organizing this event. Yeah, we are around 180, almost 6 months left for the event, and I'm really excited for having all the PV community here in Montreal with us. We have some other good news. Today, we have a discount for those who, for the participants that are joined us today in the webinar. So we have, yes, we have 18% discount to join the event. Please, again, book your spot. Register for the event. If you need of any information, you have all the information that we already shared are on the website of the event, www.isop2024montreal.org, and you have also the information in ISoP events LinkedIn page. And of course, you can reach out to us as a local organizing committee at any time for any information. We are fully dedicated for this event. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks for our speakers, our guests today, for their time as well for the preparation of this webinar.
Merci, Omar.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, and congratulations for the organization.
Thank you, thank you. And amazing, Omar, Maribel, or Gita. Guillermo, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.